We want to remember the family of Marty, Marion, and Bill Noah has Parkinson's, so he's going through a lot of life situations. And Liliana has Parkinson's. Yes.
With Bill Noha, if anyone is around and would like to visit with him, we would really appreciate that. Right now, he's basically homebound, trying to get through with the med stuff. So if anyone can go out and visit him, I think it would be fantastic.
And Liliana, how was she doing?
I think she would.
Oh, yeah, okay. Amy Carlin on prayers. Janet Lima, Brenda White is in hospice, and Myrna has a job loss. John T has a cancer surgery, and Vinny and Hank and Josh. Any other prayers? Yes.
There's the Grandpa family. They lost their 99-year-old matriarch on Friday. She was 99 years old.
Yes.
I had my arm last week, so this week I don't have.
Okay. Yes.
Two things. First of all, my sister-in-law, Charlotte, who's been praying for her, she's been on oral chemo and radiation. She just finished that. It'll be about a month and a half that she's going to have surgery, and she's extremely weak, so you need major prayers for that. She is cancer. That's the first thing. And the other thing is, I don't know how to say it, but there's a family that is having some issues with their special needs child that has medications and stuff, and really is going through a tough time, and would like some prayers.
Good.
My cousin's husband, Jan, who is battling lung cancer, and Joan Annie said her husband is going through a number of procedures with his heart, and he needs special prayers. Larry.
Procedure for Larry's heart. Yes.
Girlfriend Ed, again, and underwent emergency gallbladder surgery this week. It just seems like he's going through one thing after another, so prayers for him. And Sandy Kajanski, who had very successful lung surgery. However, it's such a big thought that they just can't seem to find something to stop it. So she tries to talk and it just makes her cough no matter what she does. So prayers for her too.
Tammy?
Sandy, sorry.
Yes.
For Art, who has liver cancer and additional liver disease. There you go. I think we need to pray for those back.
I have a phrase, a Tuesday night and my car died, and I said, we won't come out about it, I had a truck full of Presbyterians. Fixing my car, so by the time AAA came, it was already pretty much done. So that was definitely a
Where's the Presbyterian?
I believe there's a picture somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring our hearts and minds to prayer. Let's pray. Our wonderful, beautiful, loving so much for us when you died on the cross. You took your life, or you gave up your life so that we may live. A life that we sometimes take for granted and sometimes forget the power of what you did on that day. Help us to continually remember that day, that Good Friday. Help us to continually remember that Easter day. You rose from the grave, where death did not have dominion over you, and death does not have dominion over us anymore. You are strengthened by you. You are made whole by you. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And in heaven is a place where God listens to the prayers of people. And He loves those prayers. They're like incense, pleasing aroma to our God. He wants us to pray. He wants us to seek Him out. He wants us to say, we cannot do this without God. You are all in all. You are everything that we need. You are a provider. You are a healer. You are a king. We ask you to listen to our prayers on high, prayers for people, the church. We ask for prayers for Brendan McGregor, who has broken arm. We pray for healing, quick healing, and fulfills back. We pray for strength and your healing touch. Lord, we have our days of strengths, but we also have our days of weakness. And to enter into our bodies and fill us up. As we pray for Art, who has liver cancer, and John T., who's having surgery for cancer. We pray for Sandy, who has a continuous cough, and then a cough that just doesn't seem to want to go away. Pray for Ed. And for Joan Addy, husband Larry, who is having procedures for his heart. And we pray for answers that are positive on the good side for MRI. And Lord, we know that some of your children need more than others. So bring your attention to all and everyone who has special needs. We pray for Charlotte, who's on chemo, and Yoon, who has lung cancer. And we give you thanks and praise for 99-year-old matriarch. She's gone up to heaven to be with you. This place is temporal. She's gone on to the eternal, everlasting glory. To be in your presence. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be Christians, as they will know we are Christians by our love. Running joyously as Presbyterians to serve one another. Thank you for your example. Lord, lift up our prayers. Hear them, O God. We give thanks to you for all that you do. We also pray the prayer that you taught us. kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. All right, before we turn it over, are there any announcements? Or we just have to keep it on down low? Here is this hour, right? Keep moving. Oh, no. Yes. All right, this week. And the tickets are,
Here, but I have tickets.
Earl has tickets,
Yeah,
anyone else?
and, right now I have.
Oh,
I have tickets, Sarah.
I'm sorry, I mean. Some of it, yes.
all right.
They're $50.
$50 this week. A lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of food, a lot of cake. That's my favorite.
You all never
No, only once a year or
Anyone else? Yes.
Cam dinner is in court, we're still looking for helpers, especially in addition. And if anybody's around, they'd like to come for the end, and help put tables away, that would be greatly appreciated, and Jared's gonna be here. Sorry, table person.
All right, for all our athletes and non-athletes, we have a evening run, 5-day run, May 19th. Aside from what's up there. Anyone want to point out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Habitat for Humanity is walking today, Allison and I, and we were walking, bringing behind, starting to come up the building, I'm here, then also.
All right. Sue has, donations, anyone else here that's here? Anyone else here?
I'm assuming Allison and Lee will be here then.
Okay. All right. That's it, we'll turn it over. Or, morning.
I'm a little nervous up here. I don't usually do this. I sit in the back. My name is Orrin Pierson. My daughter Rachel is in Namibia in the Peace Corps, teaching English in a village called Okahanja. And I went over maybe a month and a half ago and visited her. And then Kelly and her mother came about a month after that and continued on what we started. But yeah, that's Rachel up there. So, is that the library, or is that her just opening?
Yeah, that's just
Books.
her, those are books that we sent over. That's the school
Right,
there. That's their Monday morning assembly.
right.
There's about 175 kids in school.
There's me. Okay, there's Rachel.
Oh, it's number 4. Oh, number 4.
Can we
Those are
stop?
some girls in the village. That's a garden. We'll talk a little bit about the garden later. And Rachel, my mom, talk about the necklace a little bit. That's Orrin when he first went over.
Yep.
Rachel.
Yeah, that's me and my transportation.
This is in South Africa now. That's in Cape Town, District 6. My mom will talk a little bit about that. We learned a lot about apartheid, way more than I think either one of us ever would have imagined. We went to church in South Africa. This is in Johannesburg. That's Mandela's office. Soweto is a township outside. Orrin had some fun,
This
some
is-
sand
This
dunes.
is Rachel and I. We saw seals right before her little accident. Oh, what's this?
This is in Johannesburg. So this was outside of where Mandela's lived in Soweto. This is in Cape Town. So we'll talk about going from the desert to like a 5-star hotel, like very fast. Vastly different.
Extremes,
Yes.
extreme weather, extreme.
Penguins, there were penguins, never would have imagined there were penguins. So Penguins mate for life, in case you didn't know it, and they take care of each other. It's amazing. They had, seals, watch this. This is in the classroom, so this was, I went into the classroom for a day, talk a little bit about that in a minute. These are the oldest kids in the school. The school goes up to 8th grade, but they could, I think the oldest boy there was 16, so it's not like us where it's kind of locked, stop, lockstep. And then after 8th grade, they leave Rachel's school and they go to the high school in this village, which is about 3 miles away from Rachel's village.
And there's another Peace Corps volunteer in that village too, teaching them English at a little higher level.
And the young kids don't learn English, they speak their native language. That's
It's
Rachel.
4th grade right here.
Right, yeah.
And then
Okay, that's a quick video, we'll come back to that in a minute, so we thought we'd just start by talking a little bit about what I like to call Rachel's ripple effect. And this is what I explained to Rachel when I was over there, was that she's having such a ripple effect on all of us here, being able to take what she's doing there in Africa and us as a church being able to contribute to that, and what a powerful ripple effect that is that she's having. So that's what we want to talk about, 3 of us, and then we have a little video clip from Rachel. So we have 3 questions that we're going to answer, and just kind of make this flow a little bit, and then we'll be around later for any questions as well too. So the first question: what inspired you to make the trip to Africa? So we'll let Orrin go.
you can keep that, right?
Okay, I'll keep this.
Well, it's all about Rachel, right? Can you hear me? How's that? Better? Okay. Yeah, Rachel, Rachel's a rock star in Otisville, and Rachel's a rock star in Namibia. What can I tell you? And she's not just my rock star, and she's your rock star too. She went to Sunday school here, just like a lot of you youngsters. Sat right in here like you guys, and we're all proud of her. And but I went to support her and just show that I'm proud of her and keep up the good work. That's really why I went over there and tried to have a little fun too with her, So that's what we tried to do until I had a little accident.
Okay, so I'm Evangeline, I'm Kelly's mom. And from the time that I heard that Rachel was there, I had been to Africa. I had been to Uganda 2 years ago with my oldest daughter, and I always wanted to go back to someplace else. So Kelly was communicating with Rachel through WhatsApp and, expressed a desire to go. And I was like, yeah, I'm always ready to go on a trip. So I had this opportunity to go, and I'm really happy that I went. It was wonderful.
Yeah, so when Rachel said she was going into the Peace Corps, I can remember exactly where I was when she told me. We were right downstairs, she was throwing coffee at her. And she said she was going into this. What are you going to do when you graduate? She said, I'm going into the Peace Corps. I'm like, really? Why would you do that? And, she explained that it was just always something that she wanted to do. And she explained what she was doing. And I said to her right there, I said, I'm going to come visit you. And she's like, you think you'll come? I was like, I'm going to come visit you. Well, once I found out she was on her way, only going to be there another 6 months, when she was here at Christmas, I was like, oh. And we had talked about it kind of along the way, but I wasn't fully in. I wasn't really committed. And then when Rachel did the presentation at Christmas time here, and she talked about the village and the experience, I said, we have to go. So really my commitment, or what inspired me to go, was just Rachel, and like Orrin said, I've known Rachel since she was, not quite a baby, but same age as my son Jeffrey, and I really wanted to go for her, to see what she was doing there, so if we go to the next slide, so that's where Namibia is. Before we went over or talked about going, I would have had no idea where Namibia was. But that's where Namibia was. And so Orrin's going to talk a little bit about kind of the journey over.
My journey over.
Your journey was a little
different. I know.
But he'll talk about
Anyway, do we have another picture?
Yeah, go to the next one.
of the, yeah, there you go. I don't know if you can look up there. Okay, Windhoek is, maybe it's to the left. Okay, there's Windhoek. So,
Yeah, Johannesburg is, the way you guys are looking at it over here, that's the first one, so that's where we flew into Johannesburg.
right.
And then Orrin's gonna take you up to the red dot.
Yeah, so we flew into Johannesburg there to the right. Then we had to fly back to Windhoek, which is all the way to the left. Where's that red dot?
Yeah, right there.
So then there we rented a car, and Rachel had it arranged for us to go up to Orindi, which is north of that, maybe 3 hours north.
So if you go to the next slide, actually.
Oh, next slide.
Yeah.
So my one friend I went with, he said, we should get a GPS system. I said, well, I bought a map online. The map should be fine, So the map wasn't fine. And then maybe it was the map reader, I don't know. But we got a little lost, and we missed the way it works is they have two safaris, one at night, which is about 4:30, I think, 5, and another one early in the morning, right, 6 o'clock, 5:30. So we basically got lost. We took, you don't want to go off the hard roads, which is, see the blue line, that's the hard roads. That's how Kelly and her mom went up there. They went to the same.
Because Orrin, we learned from Orrin.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. So you don't want to go off the hard roads, because if you go off the hard roads, it's just, picture this village where we are now, it's sand, and then sand everywhere with just trees. And it's so you don't want to go off the hard. So I got off the hard roads, and believe me, I was a little scared. I had a 4-wheel drive Ford Ranger, and we were going through farmland. I don't know, it's not my kind of farmland, but it was just scrub, brush, and whatever, cows and things. But anyway, I got lost. We finally got to Orindi. We missed the nighttime safari, and we went the next morning. Went on the safari. We saw lions, cheetahs, elephants, herd of baboons, and then from there I went up and met Rachel in a little village, and we went and got supplies, food for her host mother, and went back to her village. We arrived later on, maybe 9 o'clock at night, up there. Is that good?
Yeah, I mean, I would say one of the biggest things for us was the fact that Orrin went first. And even when he came back, he was like, you'll be fine, because we were originally going to arrange to have somebody pick us up, drive us. Because, you're driving on the other side of the road to.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the road.
Yeah, and Rachel was like, why don't you just rent a car? And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's another thing. I said, I don't really know if I want to rent a truck. I don't need a truck. She goes, oh, you need a truck. You need a truck. 4-wheel drive truck. And you rented a truck too, didn't you?
Yes, we rented a truck too.
So I was going to rent a car. No, get a truck. So anyway, Rachel had to prep me on everything, how to, some kind of an oath, how to shake hands. Muda muda, that's what you say in the village, and that's how you shake their hands. And you have to greet everyone in the village, or else it's disrespectful. So that was her thing. She was walking next to me. All right, just say hi to everybody.
Yes, she was good. So that was the journey getting there, and our journey was pretty
Similar to that point,
same.
right?
Yeah, up to that point, getting to the village. We did spend the night in Windhoek. We did not, thank goodness, because originally we were going to fly into Johannesburg, fly to Windhoek, drive to Orindi. And they didn't have a reservation, so we had to stay in Windhoek. But if we had to drive to Orindi, I don't know how we would have done it. Because even once the road that goes straight up, when you cut over, that is insane.
That's the other thing I wanted to tell you. That road from the top of that blue line over, it's 30 kilometers to get into Orindi. So I don't know how many miles that is, if anybody knows, but I thought it was about 30 miles. I don't know.
No, it's
how much is it?
It's more.
It's more.
Yeah.
So you're on it, and you're driving on a road it's just sand. It's just sand. You're looking, and you're having your own safari. You're looking around, and there's stuff all over the place.
Yeah,
right?
It's just sand.
But once you get there, it's just like a paradise. There's pools. There's green grass.
Yeah. At Orindi.
At Orindi.
Be clear here, not in the village.
Not in the village.
Orindi was the game park that we went to.
5-star safari. I mean,
Yeah.
it was marble and the
Right,
Thanks.
so that was good. But I think even with the GPS, when we went across, so just an awareness, we had the GPS because we're taking the GPS, and we were going to Orindy, the GPS stopped. And we were
Mhm.
in the middle of nowhere. We were like, okay, we're done,
Yeah.
GPS stopped.
So it's kind of, it's a little scary.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing that we knew from Rachel was that everybody hitchhikes. So it's rare to have a car. It is rare to have a car there. So everybody hitchhikes, even Rachel. So part of being the Peace Corps, what she said is they cannot drive over there. Because the idea of being in the Peace Corps is that you are living like everybody lives there. So she hitchhikes everywhere. So when we're going to, me and my mother are driving, we see these two guys on the side of the road, so I was like, we should pick them up. Like, it would be immersive, you know? Naturally, my mother, because she's like me, she's like, okay.
So what did Dwayne say when you got home?
I told Dwayne before, my husband, before he got home, and he's just like, what is wrong with you? I mean, it was perfectly fine, they were very nice people, they were very appreciative. And then, you know, when we got back, there were a woman and her guy who were abducted in some place, and so my husband was like, see? But that was the trip to the village. And I think just real quickly, I would say, so we did stop at Omaru too. That's where you stop to get the supplies.
Yeah, that's where
and everything. Yeah. So their grocery store is called Spar.
Right in there is Otomuru, it's called.
Yeah.
Right there.
So we did stop at Omaru, we picked up 2 other Peace Corps volunteers. And, you know, I think one of the things, if we go to the next question, it's, you know, what had the biggest impact on you while you were there? And I'll start there and kind of pass it down. But my mother said it to me when we were over there, is that we're way more alike than we are different. Like, even though we're, you know, 15 hours in this country where water is super scarce, we are way more alike than we are different. And so Spar is ShopRite, right? I mean, it's just, it's a grocery store, just like, you know, and that's what Rachel kept saying, meet her at Spar, and I was like, no idea what Spar. So you get there, and it's just a grocery store.
It's just like a mini shop, right?
Yeah, it's a mini shop, right? And we met this woman there, Marcelina, who was so friendly, the people, so friendly. But I think a couple of things about Marcelina and the biggest impact for me, well, the school, definitely, which, you know, we showed you the picture there, just being at the school in the village. And then I think just an understanding of relationships there. And Orrin had talked a little bit about this before we went over, was, you know, marriage is not like it's hard to get married as a woman. And so when we met Marcelina, she said, are you married? And I said, yes, I'm married. And she said, do you have kids? I said, yeah. And I showed her the pictures of the kids, and she said, do they all have the same father? I said, yeah, they do have the same father. But that is not normal there. That is not normal. There is very common to have multiple fathers, for men to not get married until they're in their 30s, at least in Namibia. It seemed very common. So that was the other biggest impact on me, was just an awareness of, well, first of all, how alike we are to different, and then just the viewpoint on relationships. So.
Yeah. You know, I would ditto what Kelly said. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. Everyone told me, you know, I'm a Christian, but they leave out the part. I mean, culturally, maybe that's part of their culture to not get married and to
You're good.
to wait and so that was you know, every young girl who was maybe 18 to 20 has a child, if you know, and they're not married, so it's kind of like they're leaving that part of Christianity out. You know, we're kind of conditioned to, are we going to get married first usually, and then we have children, but it's a whole different world to them.
So there were 2 things that had the biggest impact on me. And certainly with living in the village, I loved living in the village. It was so peaceful there, and everything was just so simple there. We didn't want to leave. I didn't tell you, and I didn't want to leave that day. We were almost in tears. We were in tears leaving because it was just such a peaceful, simple life being there. And just to be able to, first of all, I went over there with the intentions that I was going to paint and do all the help out with the painting, but like 5 minutes of painting in the sun was enough for me. Right? And so, yeah. And so what I did was cook for them, and I, just made do. And I know God was in it because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough pots or pans or anything. And I was buying some spice, and I didn't realize it, but it had like a cooking bag in it, and that cooking bag came in so handy to be able to use it. Just the fellowship that we all had while we were there. So the second thing, can I talk about District 6 now? Okay, so the other thing that had the biggest impact on me was the District 6 Museum, and that was in Cape Town. And so, I mean, I had heard about apartheid. I knew about apartheid. I mean, while that was all going on, we had our own segregation and discrimination problems here, and I was busy raising my children, raising a family, working, and just trying to keep it together. I had no idea what apartheid was like until I went to that museum. Now, what District 6 was a place in Cape Town that was like a place where it was, I guess we kind of call it like a melting pot, almost like New York City. There were people there, there were blacks there, whites, Portuguese, Germans, Chinese, everybody, they all lived there together. It was like, they had artists there, it was a very lively community and very close to Cape Town, like you could see, like the tabletop mountain, one of the biggest attractions there. You could see that and the other things from this place called District 6. So when apartheid came along, when they decided to have apartheid, they decided because then blacks and whites couldn't live together. Like Kelly and I, we wouldn't have been able to live together because they separated everybody according to their skin color. So,
Yeah.
okay. because they separated. So if a white person was married to, say, a black person, they separated them. They separated children. Again, according to their skin color. And this place called District 6, the higher up, the officials decided that they wanted this property because it was prime property. It was near the city, near everybody, and they forcibly moved everybody out of District 6. They actually came in with bulldozers and bulldozed their houses down and made them all move. And they separated them again according to skin color. They put the black people way out in townships. The white people could live a little bit closer, or they could stay there or go someplace else, but all based on what your skin color was. And that had such an impact on me because that actually happened during my children's lifetime. It happened, I have a grandchild who was even born during apartheid. And, I felt like here I am over here in this balloon. I have no idea what's going on. And that was like the biggest impact that it had on me. So the museum showed all of this in the museum. They even had street signs, they had videos that showing the impact that it had on people. And believe me, I mean, the effects are still there. The most of the blacks still live out in the townships. They live in substandard housing. The education is not the same for both there. The effects of apartheid are so evident there. And I also found out that, Namibia, before it was Namibia, was West South Africa. So the same thing went on in Namibia, and they also moved the people out of Windhoek and sent them out to a place that was called Katura, something like, I'm not pronouncing that right. But anyway, what it stands for was a place, people who have no dwelling. That's what the name of the place was. And I could talk to you for the next 15 minutes about apartheid, but I won't.
She's my mother, so I could do that. Yeah. But, it's the passion that you hear from my mother there. So doing this tour of District 6 and watching my mother who grew up where she couldn't drink out of water fountains because of the color of her skin, and knowing that apartheid had just ended in 1994, like her emotion was raw. And it was, when we got to Cape Town, and then we'll go back to the village. But when we got to Cape Town, the first day, it was beautiful. We were driving around. We were like, we love this place. And then the second day we go on this tour and we're like, this place is terrible. Like it completely shifted the viewpoint. And again, just the lingering effects that are really still there was really eye-opening. So did you talk about your biggest impact yet?
As a farmer, it was kind of shocking to me to see animals, just sand and some fences, but, I'm used to green grass and corn and crops and it just, the landscape was just, you can't describe it. It's just, I don't know how you could farm that at all. Even with animals, there just seems like there was nothing there to eat. So that was kind of a shock. And, that was probably for you too, right?
Yeah, so I didn't expect there to be trees, so I thought it was sand. So once I saw trees, I was like.
Well, there's some trees, but, there's just, and the village isn't like this village too. That was a shock too to me. I figured a village, like this village. We got everything close. We got the post office and, a little deli spread out over there. It's spread out. Like I could live my house and the next house can be half a mile away. So it's not really, it's a different type of a village that we're kind of used to in this country. So.
I would also say too, like the people in the village, so loving, so caring. So we have a couple of quick pictures because I know we're running out of time. So, Orrin, you want to talk about that real quick? Yeah.
This is what greeted me at the night Rachel and I came to the house. The host mother wrote me this little note. It says, Sir Pierson, you are welcome in Namibia, on and on and on. I felt really, at that point, I was tired, I was overwhelmed, and I was just happy to be there with her. And, just to see that little sign, and it's not a very big house, and just to have it opened up to me, it was she was opening her heart to me, so that was nice, and so we stayed there, and I think that was the first night. But
That's the school. That's just a picture of the school, and then next picture.
Okay, that's
the caterpillar that.
That's after Kelly and Rachel painted the caterpillar. You want to talk about the idea behind the caterpillar with critical thinking and stuff?
We only have a few more minutes. And Rachel sent over a video, so I just want to get to that. And this was the meal that my mother made for us, which was great. So then, yes. So when we had the meal like this, we all sat around. It was myself, my mother, Rachel, and Angry, who we didn't talk about Angry, which is sad because I think he had an impact on all of us. But he was from the village and helped with the caterpillar, and he is a minister and just such a warm, good person. But when we got done eating like this, he said they don't eat around a table like that. They get their food, they go wherever they go, but he wanted to start doing that with his family. And the apple that's there, so my mom brought apples from ShopRite, and Rachel was like, oh my gosh, an apple from the US, from ShopRite, because their apples just taste different. But again, Angry was he loved the fact that my mom would slice these apples up and cut the core out. And that was so meaningful for him. So again, it's just like the little things that made such a big difference. So we can go to the next one. So how will you continue to build on the experience that you had? So the next slide, we have the Farm to Fork bike ride. We did it last year. It's hosted at the Piersons. The youth group is going to help us with that. They will donate money that we're going to contribute to Rachel's garden. So Rachel's trying to grow a garden over there. And then the next slide, my mom will just talk about Jesus Calling.
Kelly had brought her Jesus Calling book over there. And every day we started our day with reading the daily reading for Jesus Calling. And it had such an impact on everybody. We all started our day. And they all asked if I would send them books, a Jesus Calling book, what I'm going to do.
And so just last thing, Rachel's ripple effect. Again, I think one of the hardest things for me was leaving Rachel. Like Orrin said, she is such a superstar, and she wants to do so much over there, and she's so hard on herself. And I told her, I said, Rachel, you're making such an impact. Like, just keep focused on that. So I think we as a church have an opportunity to continue to support her, and she's so thankful. So she did send over a couple of videos. I don't know if we have sound. So she recorded this morning.
I felt like I was able to finally share my experience firsthand with someone. I mean, you take pictures of it, but it's just not the same until actually there's what's really nice to do is talk about it with him. Oh yeah, you know this person at this place, or what this looked like, it's a different type of connection when you were there. And I know my mom would have been there too, but she's afraid to fly her, which is fine. So I know she was also there, and he went back and she gave a lot of details about it all. And she probably felt like she was there with us. And concussion, caterpillar, they've gone all over it, they love it, they are just the big institutional kids, and they're wearing their colors, like negotiated in English. They know it's like caterpillar and anything now. They are all checking out the book, Very Hungry Caterpillar Air Crawl. My dad read to them at a morning assembly when they finished the caterpillar for building it. And assembling it. And then, so they're always checking that out. And then when Kelly and Evangeline came, we all named it, right? And also the community members and our community members have also been in this whole process as well. So it's a we, not an I thing. And they have a lot of good ideas, and I could never do anything like this without them. So just coming out and really helping us with our projects. As far as the garden goes, the kitchen is done with a grant. I think I wrote a grant to the Peace Corps, and right now I'm actually on the site. I'm here on holiday down south at a Great Festival, but my colleague is like getting all the supplies, he's learning it, he's calling me, giving me updates. So it's a very collaborative effort. As far as the garden, we tried recently to send a letter to somebody in another town. The principal was like, oh yeah, I know this guy, so we were like really trying, but unfortunately they said that they have already given funds to another school for a garden, because they're really into garden projects, funding them and helping out. And so that's a bummer, but we're gonna keep trying where we can. And why it's so important, I mean, the kids, they're not starving, like they eat and they're cold, but it's not very nutritious meals. And I think that the garden would help with that. So my colleagues and I are trying to work towards that. And the agriculture teachers, they're helping out. My husband's an agriculture teacher, actually, Gracie was, and he also has a farm, and so they're very knowledgeable. They know what has to be grown, and we're really pushing for it, because we know it'll be really not very nutritious meals. And I think that the garden would help that. So my colleagues and I are trying to work towards that. And the agriculture teachers, they're helping out. My husband's an agriculture teacher, actually, Gracie was, and he also has a farm, and so they're very knowledgeable. They know what has to be grown, and we're really pushing for it, because we know it'll be a really great thing, and that we can cook food in our kitchen, and it'll be a really big win for us. So, and impactful. And that is always kind of a main project, I think, that affects our aspects of our lives. My principal agrees, my colleagues agree, and we all kind of know that it affects the way they learn, grow, develop. So that's why it's been the main project. I hope you guys all have a great Sunday, and I hope to hear from you soon. Okay. And thanks again for this presentation, and I'm really appreciative that Kelly and my dad, Evangeline, I don't know if Evangeline is presenting, I couldn't see her on the event, but it's really nice that also sharing unity with others, and I appreciate that, because this is a country I call home, and I love the people in the place, and kids, colleagues, and I'm just really appreciative of that. So, hope to hear from you guys soon, okay? Bye.
When we were over there, there's no kitchen at the school. So Rachel literally got this grant to build a kitchen. And that's what she's building, a kitchen, so that they can cook food. The kids eat porridge. That's their main staple, is maize. It's called maize, and they eat it in a bowl out with their hands, and that's all they eat 3 times a day. That's it. So doing the kitchen and doing the garden are the 2 things that I believe she really wants to try to do before she comes home in October. So that's it.
No, thanks, guys. Thank you all for listening.
When is it?
June?
It is June.
June's, I don't know the
It's
date.
not yet, it's the second weekend in June. And we searched hard for,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a Hudson Valley ride. If we wanted to get a group together to ride, that would be awesome. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. It's the second weekend in June, and if we wanted to get a group together ride, that would be great. And they will donate. It really depends on when we get the application in, but it could be upwards of $1,000, and all of that money will go to Rachel's Garden. And $1,000 here will go. We didn't talk about the difference in the price, but it is a very reasonable vacation. So $1 of ours is 14 Namibian dollars. So. Any other questions? We'll be around, so thank you very much. Thank you. Do we need to close in prayer or anything? No? Okay. All right, bye-bye. No prayer. Yeah. God bless you all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. That's good for you to see this too, right? It just like takes you right back. It's nice. It is heartbreaking. You know, like you said, I just think over Germany and Paris and people when you come back, I'm more grateful.